Hey, good afternoon, guys. It's about 4 p.m. Just out kind of in the middle of our runs today. We were in Helma earlier. The wife knocked down about 90 bucks across 3 shipped orders, so that was pretty smooth. I did a $10 DoorDash and I'm on a $10 run now. So we're getting those turned out. That puts us at about 100 to 110, something like that. Not really going to do a ride along today with orders, just kind of recapping what we've done so far. We're looking to get about 90 bucks more in about 4 or 5 hours, something like that. But going to do some talking points today. Going to offer some information to the newer drivers out there, some things that might help them, some things they might be able to apply. So I'll be doing those in segments as I'm running today, and hopefully some of that information can work out for you and you can use it to your advantage. These would just be generalized, so the stuff I'm talking about should work in multiple markets no matter the size. So that's the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about today. All right, the first talking point would be, yes, signing up for any gig app is usually pretty simple, and some of them you can get on right away, like DoorDash. It's one of the ones that you can get on right away. And can you make money right out the gate? Absolutely you can. A lot of people talk about a honeymoon phase, and I kind of believe in that because you're a new driver coming in with no metrics against drivers that have been driving for years. So yeah, they're going to show you a few orders, they're going to entice you into working and stuff like that. But be very, very hesitant on whether you're going to decide to do this full-time or not. You can successfully do it full-time, but you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs and you're going to have a learning process. So I highly suggest that if you're going to do it full-time, you wait. At least doing it a month, maybe a couple of months, and then make the decision whether you're going to do it or not. So that's like the first thing that I can think of. And I mean, there's a learning curve to this. It can be as simple as, see an order, take an order, drop an order off, make money. But if you're going to do it full time, you got to think about you got to think about tires on your car, brakes on your car, things that could go wrong, just the general wear and tear on your car. And you need to make sure that you keep a buffer to take care of those things when they happen, because no vehicle, no work. So those are the types of things that you have to keep in mind. And I've seen it take drivers out a lot from working. So that's the first point. All right. Secondly, you've decided that you're going to run full time. Okay, that's great. You figured your market out, and every market is a little bit different. So how do you optimize your money? Well, a lot of people, they start by doing their research, by watching other content creators, other YouTubers, asking other dashers and stuff like that. But the problem is not everybody's account is going to work the same. Not everybody is going to have the same success. You need to focus on what you're doing and what your goals are and how do you get them. That's the biggest thing. Because you can't believe everything somebody tells you. Because one, they might be lying or not telling you the full truth to what they're doing. Or two, what they're doing could not be the right way to do it, but it works for them. So everybody has different goals. So you need to focus on what your goals are and figure out what you need to do to hit them, and then progressively start raising your goals a little bit each day until you find your happy medium. That's the most important thing you can do. On top of, here's the other part of it that they're not going to tell you about. There are ups and downs to every day you run. You are going to have days that are just total disasters where you don't make anything. But you have to remember long-term goals, weekly goals, monthly goals. Because you could come out one day and spend 10 hours making 50 bucks. There's nothing going on. But the next day you could come out for 10 hours and make 300. So that does happen. And it all averages out at the end. So keep that in mind when you're running. If you get negative in a car, you're going to be less apt to run orders. You might even run orders that you wouldn't normally run. And it's going to make you feel worse the more orders you run that you don't want to run. So positivity in a car, and it's hard. After 6 years, I am still trying to find times to make myself positive in the car. I mean, you've watched my content. Sometimes I get really down on myself. Sometimes I get really down on my day. It's even a work in progress for somebody who's been doing this a very long time. So you just have to roll with it. Positivity is everything while you're out here. And I can't emphasize that enough. Another point, every alert, every notification, every ping that DoorDash sends out is meant to trigger a quick reaction or an act now, like a used car salesman trying to sell you something. You need to slow down and you need to think about what you're accepting, where it's going, how much time it's going to take, how much you're making. Now, I caveat that with saying that depending on your market, you need to watch your acceptance rate. Some markets it's 70%, others it's 80%, others it's on live rating. So you have to figure out which one your market is. Now, with that being said, here's the thing. If you're floating at, say your market's 70% and you're at 72%, you do have to accept some trash orders that you might not want to take. But maybe you accept that $4 order going 3 miles or 4 miles at that time to save your acceptance. That way you don't have to take a $2 order going 20 miles later. So you still have to take some trash and you still have to do what DoorDash wants to a certain point. You don't need to feel pressured to have a 100% acceptance rating. In fact, that's going to hurt your money in the long run. But you do need to find a balancing act of making money versus keeping DoorDash happy with your acceptance rating and keeping your platinum. So for part-timers, I don't really have any advice for you guys because you have a limited amount of time. In most markets, you are still under the 100, at least at the time of this recording. You still have to have 100 deliveries in 30 days. So for you guys, it's going to be a lot tougher. Maybe you guys cherry pick. I don't know. I don't run part-time, so I can't help you with that. But yeah, you don't need to run 100% acceptance. In fact, there's next to no difference that I've noticed. Now, mind you, this is me personally, between having a 75% in a 70% market versus having 100%. I haven't noticed any difference. But that doesn't mean it might not be different in other markets. So just slow down, think about the orders that you're taking, and make good decisions in what you're doing. And you're going to make mistakes. You're gonna. We all do. Even I do to this day, of where maybe I should have taken an order and later on I get one that was better. Or maybe there was one better that I missed. If you think about everything you could have, should have, would have done, you're going to end up sitting and making no money because that perfect order might never come. All right. And finally, goes back to what I was saying. I just dropped off a $17 order that was going 8 miles, and I ended up waiting like 15-20 minutes for it at the Wingstop. If I hold true to my own advice, my thought process shouldn't be, did I miss anything bigger? Should I have on a sign? All of that stuff should be secondary because me personally, I chose to wait for it. So it was a decision I chose to make. So you can't second guess yourself, otherwise you'd be second guessing yourself all day. So kind of interesting that happened right after I recorded that part. The last thing is multi-apping. Learn one app, sign up for as many as you can that are in your market and learn them one at a time, and try to take the best orders across all of them. Or if that doesn't work with you, try to focus on one and do the best that you can on one. But everybody will tell you get multiple apps and run them because it's the most efficient way, actually, that I've seen. And then, just remember that all of these apps, you are just a moving part in the machine to them. They're concerned about getting their orders delivered as quickly and as efficiently and honestly as cheaply as they possibly can. They don't care about your profitability. You're the one that needs to care about that. But you still need to work within the framework that they give you. That's the biggest takeaway. And sometimes it can be very frustrating And if you let it get to you, you will not last that long doing this. You just have to roll with the punches. You have to adapt. Markets change. What your market's doing in 1 month, it might do something totally different in another. So you need to be flexible, you need to be balanced, and you need to adapt to what your market is doing. Or move to a different market outside of yours. You drive for a living. Don't be afraid to work a different market. Don't be afraid to work, 30 miles out or whatever, as long as the profitability is better. And that's all I have for you for like beginner stuff. I'll probably do some more videos where I touch base on other parts, but yeah, that's what I got for you. So I'll let you know when our night's done, or maybe I'll chime back in and let you know how we did for the day. So far, we've got about a 130 of the 200 we're looking for, and we got about 4 hours to go. So we'll see you in a bit. I know I said it wasn't going to be a ride along, but I just got a $12.10 plus large order. So we're going to play the guessing game. What do you guys think it's going to go? I'm thinking it's going to be about $17. I don't know what Passenger Princess is guessing. Do you have a guess?
Not yet.
Not yet. So she's going to wait. But what do you guys think it's going to go for? It's 7 items, large order, twisted fork. Tell me what you think. Okay, so now that she has more information that I didn't have at the time, and she's probably going to win now, this is going to Soaring Eagle Water Park. So she's guessing 22. What do y'all think? All right, here is an offer screen with the order on it, and since it just says customer, we're going to go ahead and show that to you. Now you have all the information that we do. What do you think now? Because I think we might be underestimating this one. All right, well, I lose again. That went at $22.59, I think. But yeah, it was $22, so she wins. Congrats.
Yay, me.
Passenger Princess, good job. I think we're only like 20 bucks away from what we need now. So, yeah, great day, actually. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. We'll see you on the next order. So this one will probably conclude the video. Just got a like 1160 Little Caesars order. Gonna drop that off. That will put us over 200. We might run a few orders after that off camera, but yeah, it's gonna be a little over a $200 day. And the final note for this video that I didn't mention is, as new Dashers, be polite, be courteous to your restaurants, to your merchants, because some of them may not be able to speed your orders up because they work on first come first serve, but some others may be able to put you ahead just because they like you. So that's a good thing. And then the other part of that is, even if they're first come first serve, they can give you information that you might not know or you might not have thought of. For instance, a prime example is, was just talking to the guy at Little Caesars, and he reminded me that there's an event coming up, and told me how hard they got hit for DoorDash orders and everything else, and told me how hard a lot of the other pizza places got hit. So they can give you information of events coming up and how it affects them, and that can affect you and what choices you're going to make. So those are my tips for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and we'll see you in the next one. Talk to you later.